Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. It is a great day when we have a representative come in from Southwestern College, one of the top community colleges in our nation. We have him in our backyard. Dr. Omar Gutierrez is the Assistant Superintendent and Vice President of Business and Financial Affairs for this great institution. How you doing, Omar?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here and happy to be present and ready to go.
Absolutely. How long have you been at Southwestern College?
I've been at Southwestern a little bit over a year.
A year? Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from? Where were you before?
Central Valley,
Okay.
Fresno, more.
Were you at a community college out there?
I've been in the community college for a while, but yes, that's exactly where I was at, Fresno City College in the Central Valley, and I came here in July of 2024.
Yeah, before we introduce my co-host, Kristen Fogel, she's been doing this co-hosting now for 3 years with me on the Spotlight Show. We're forever grateful. Kristen is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc. Just maybe talk very briefly about the community college system in California is so strong. Talk about that.
It's not only strong, but it's extremely important. We are a divider per se from a higher education perspective. We have the CSU system and the UC system, but the difference in the community college system is that we take everybody. It doesn't matter what their aspirations is educational-wise, we take them all. And our job is to basically work with the student to attain that educational plan that they have for themselves. So if they want something workforce-related, community college is the answer. If they want an associate's degree and then move on to a transfer, community college is also the answer. So we love our system. We love what we represent, and our pure access is what makes us unique.
Yeah, I'm a product of the community colleges.
I was going to ask you, that was going to be my question. If you...
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. This is before they had running water. No, they had running water, for God's sake.
Barely, though.
Exactly. And Santa Monica College up in...
Me too. I went to Santa Monica College for a while.
We probably were there the same...
We were probably there the same time.
I'm older than your grandparents. I'm older than your grandparents, so that wasn't the case. I will tell you, and of course, I'm a very proud graduate of San Diego State. The professors, the teachers I had at Santa Monica College were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's no surprise to you. Omar as well, and I'm sure not to you either, Kristen. But top shelf, engaging, bright, and not that the ones at San Diego State were not, but there was just a difference there. And there's some hip to the hop of the community college professors, at least the ones I had. Talk about that.
Oh, most definitely. I think I'm also a community college goer. I attended there first. And I remember my instructors the same way you do. My math instructors, my English instructors, I remember by name. I don't think I can do the same for my bachelor's or master's or beyond, but for community colleges, for sure. And I think there's a connection for it. It's also, I think it's because it's your first time going to a community or a higher learning education center. I think it's, you probably become more aware, but the caring the faculty have, the counselors, the and not in a bad way, the hand holding in a intentional manner to get you where you need to go. I think you remember those people that help you out. And I think those memories stay with you in your career. I mean, obviously, in your career, in my career as well. And I recall those names in a very positive manner.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Kristen?
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of people that teach on the community college level have that level of care and, want to see people succeed. And also, I don't think that a lot of people realize, at least with Writers Inc., we have folks that teach at the private colleges, at the Cal State, at community college. So you're getting the same, top tier level of instruction. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Question?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I am an education geek, so I'm very curious about the options middle college high school
Yes,
that's listed here.
Most definitely. That is new to our college.
Okay.
It's really a partnership with Sweetwater, our K-12 feeder school.
Got it.
Or our high school feeder school. What we want to do is deliver a level of access to high school goers so they can do both things at the same time.
I love
Meaning
that.
they complete their high school requirements at the same time they're completing their associate's degree requirements. And it's really up to our partners and ourselves to see how many units they can complete from a community college perspective. The model can go the whole 60. Within 4 years, you can graduate with your associate's degree and your high school diploma, making that particular individual more marketable for the next level. And getting ready for the UCs, the privates, or the CSUs of the world, for example. So it's an access platform.
This, and a lot of times it's called dual enrollment. And what's amazing about this, here you are, you're at Sweetwater High, or maybe any schools in the Sweetwater School District. You are going to finish up as an 18-year-old, possibly with an AA degree.
Yeah, my niece is doing this in Riverside County. Hi, Lily. She's amazing. And it's a great program.
You start off with 2 years already done, for God's sake. And some, you take the courses on campus at Southwestern. Some you're doing it at your high school. And it is unbelievable. I wish this was there when I was going to school.
Me too.
And so forth. So it's a great success. Is it the challenge, Omar, is getting enough units that the high school kids can take? Is it just getting the buy-in from the K-12 folks? Or is there no issue?
Yeah.
No, it's a little bit of the first two that you mentioned. Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
The type of student that's going to be a dual enrollment student is going to have to bypass some things.
That's right.
It could be sports. It could be arts, possibly, if they want to perform in arts or something of that nature. So there's a give and take. They have to make a choice because of the amount of time that it may require, depending on their educational goal. If they really want to go for the 60 units within those 4 years, then they have to make a decision. Just to plug in, my daughter was a dual enrollment recipient. She's going to be graduating from Chico this semester, for example.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it works. I guess that's what it says. But it does take a little bit of dedication at the student side as well. But it's newer to Southwestern, but it's not newer for the system as you guys have experienced.
Right. No, I think it's fantastic. Before we talk about the partnerships you have with the universities, something that's near and dear to our hearts on the Spotlight Show, we talk about it quite a bit. And the community colleges are so laser beamed on this, is focus on career pathways and focus on careers. Talk about that.
Yeah, careers, the pathway portion of it, we're trying to get much better in connecting students with jobs. At the end of the day, we want everybody to find their path that they're looking for. And at the end, it's some sort of a commitment to an employment. We're very mindful of that. Not every single student may want to be a transfer student right away. Everybody, there are some folks that want to go into the workforce much sooner than others. So we are trying to make those connectivities a reality. We partner a lot with business and make sure that we teach to where they're going to be doing. So there's a connection, direct connection, and on purpose connection. We do a lot of our facility usage, and we may talk about that in a second. Our facility usage and how we build ourselves within our boundaries. We want to make sure that we're doing both at the same time. We don't give preference per se. We should do more transfer or less workforce. It really depends on the community and how they engage with us. So if our students are coming in wanting to do more workforce, that's what we have to do because that's what the students want. If they want to do more transfer, that's what we have to do because we have to really, our students are our customers. We need to listen to our students and we need to make sure that we provide our students not only with the educational academic rigor that we do provide, but also the wraparound services to make everybody successful.
Yeah, there's no question. We're chatting with Dr. Omar Gutierrez. He's the Assistant Superintendent and Vice President of Business and Financial Affairs for Southwestern College. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast. We're in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 60 years of doing great things in our community, whether it's food insecurity, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's the arts or everything in between. They are just amazing folks. If you live in our region, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, in her third year, helping me out here at the Spotlight Show, and she's been really a godsend for the show, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. Kristen, what other questions?
A godsend. That's a new good adjective. I appreciate that.
I try to do a new adjective.
No, that's great. That's great. I appreciate that. That book is really working that I gave you. So I love how responsive the community colleges are, and I want to go to another program that you have, which is that you offer a few bachelor degrees now, yes?
We are partnering with 4-year institutions to offer those degrees at our location, our Chula Vista campus specifically. We're trying to be very mindful of bringing the programs that our students want and need based on feedback. And at the same time, we're also chasing our own bachelor's, providing our own bachelor program. We are currently, some community colleges are allowed to go through this process and offer their own degrees.
Right.
So we're very mindful of that particular legislation that's available for us. And we're trying to do both. But currently, the easiest path of resistance in many ways is partnering with folks and bringing them into our campus and making sure that they're providing our students what they're desiring.
You know, and I was fortunate enough to teach part-time at San Diego State for a while in journalism. And then there's this myth that there is a battle between the 4-year schools and the 2-year schools. You guys are great partners. Talk about that.
We try to be great partners because we are all in the higher education business. So we are trying very hard. Their students are our students are their students. So we're not really competing for minds per se. We're just making sure that every single resident within our boundaries is capable and able to take higher education in our locations. So we try very hard to partner with whomever wants to partner with us, and we seek those partnerships ourselves. We want to make sure that we provide our student population the best outcomes we can possibly do it. And if it's going to be using our facilities, then so be it. We want to be partners, and we want to make sure that we have solutions. We are very happy to have had a ribbon cutting ceremony recently in our Instructional Discovery Complex building where we currently house our university partners. We have, I believe, 5 current university partners, and we're seeking more because, again, we want to bring programs in from their inventory of programs onto the Chula Vista campus, onto Southwestern.
You know, we come back from break. Omar, I want to talk about your culinary arts program. I want to talk about your journalism program, near and dear to my heart. You got
Performing Arts Center.
There's so much we want to talk about in that aspect of it. And then we always save some time in the second half of our Spotlight show, Omar, for what can our listeners do to support what you folks are doing? Could it be contributions? Could it be volunteering? Could it be, advocacy? Could it be everything in between? We return with Dr. Omar Gutierrez. He is the Assistant Superintendent and Vice President of Business and Financial Affairs for Southwestern College. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. And we will be right back after this short message.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast in our 19th year, brought to you by the fine folks at Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things in San Diego County. Honored to have in the studio with us today Dr. Omar Gutierrez. He is the Assistant Superintendent and Vice President of Business and Financial Affairs for Southwestern College, and joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, now 3 years helping me out on our Spotlight show. She is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers Inc. Kristen?
Yeah, so perhaps we could get into some of these great, I don't know, buildings as infrastructure. Talk to us a little bit about the culinary arts program.
That's a great program.
Yeah.
It provides a lot of opportunity to our students to get out there in that particular field. We literally just opened a brand new facility called the Student Union, where they got upgrades to their spots. So they have now bigger and better classrooms and kitchen areas.
Yeah.
So they can make the magic however they want to make it. And we're very happy to be taste testers in that particular front.
Absolutely. Anytime you need some help with that, Drew and I would be more than happy to come over and do that hard work for you.
Exactly. Somebody has to do that, right? Yeah, we're very proud of that particular facility. And it is housed also where our cafeteria is located. So we are looking for partnerships even within ourselves to make sure that we allow our students to learn the business side of the field that they're choosing to go to.
Absolutely. Talk about the journalism program.
We love our journalism program. They do a great work. They chase those stories in a very good manner. They're getting taught the right way. They won an award recently, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
They did the College Newspaper of the Year, national. What I love about it, well, I wrote for my Santa Monica, the Corsair, I think it was the name of it, if you remember that one, right? Krishna was a nickname of Santa Monica College, and that's how I actually I got started with my high school newspaper. Then I went to community college, and I worked for the Daily Aztec, and then, was a sports writer before I went to the dark side in the newspaper and worked on the business side. For God's sakes, all my print friends said, we're no longer talking to you on this aspect of it. But I love to see journalism, and I think our colleague Sophia would agree to this. There's been a little bit of a letdown on some of the way we're covering stories these days in this world. I think we need to be a little more forceful on that aspect. So I'm just that's thrilled that is thriving at Southwestern College. Talk about if you were to chat with a bunch of parents that are saying, okay, why should my kid go to Southwestern College? What would your answer be?
My answer would be that community colleges as a whole, Southwestern obviously was part of that formula and part of that sauce, but we should be really the college of choice. We, like I mentioned earlier, we want students to thrive. And going to a community college is not a letdown. It starts a path to their educational goal and achievement. So it doesn't mean that they can no longer go to a CSU or a UC or a private university. It just means that they start with us, but they finish elsewhere. It's okay to build that bridge between us and whatever institution of their desire or their choice after Southwestern that they get to go to. It is a most cost-effective option, but at the same time, it's also an option for them to meet our instructors. The memorable memories that we were talking about earlier regarding the instructors, the faculty that make an impact upon us at the community college level. Like I mentioned earlier as well, I am a product of that particular system. I'm working in this system, and I'm very proud of my faculty that taught me when I was going through community college courses. And I think those experiences become building blocks for each student. I think the latest data would support this as well, that a college transfer from a community college to a four-year university, they're finishing at a greater percentile. They finish, they go with purpose, and they attain. So why not?
No, there's no question about it. And they get their chops at the community college. And for anyone who doesn't think you get a real life college experience in the community colleges, you are so mistaken. You got sports, you've got new student unions, you've got arts, you got all these things that you can find in any four-year campus in this aspect of it. And maybe sometimes in an intimate way, maybe not. Some of the community colleges are nice, healthy size enrollments and so forth in this. Like you, Kristen, the people I talked to that had gone to a community college, they talk about always with fondness. I've not met one person that ever regretted going to their community college. They go, no, that's where I had the strongest relationships with some of my professors. Now I was fortunate at San Diego State. Our J school had a lot of cool professors that we were close with. But I think that is absolutely just is so cool. Kristen, what other questions do you got?
Yeah, can you talk about some of these other facilities that are open to the public?
Well, the good thing about a community college, it is the communities. Our facilities is open to the public. Yeah. All they have to do is request. Just academic obviously takes preference on anything else, but if the rooms are open, they are more than welcome to utilize them. We have what I mentioned earlier, are what we call the IDC space. It's a brand new space. That particular building is unique from the perspective that it has a planetarium. And we also obviously have a new student union that is unique because it has a ballroom, as well as a culinary program that we talked about earlier, among other programs. But it's unique because of the ballroom aspect of it. We have a brand new landscape space where we have a very beautiful, probably one of the most beautiful outside areas because of the garden portion of that we built on purpose, trying to make it really non-Chula Vista in many ways, but beautiful. It's almost coastal, like right next to the coast kind of thing looking up. We'll welcome anybody to come over and take a look at it. And we're just trying very hard to beautify our spaces, to make it comfortable for our students, to make it easy for them to concentrate on what they're supposed to be concentrating, which obviously is attainment of their educational goal. We try very hard to get that done.
And I want to give a shout out to your superintendent president, Dr. Mark Sanchez. He just got this real prestigious award from Lead San Diego, Chuck Nathanson Award. I worked with Chuck Nathanson. I was honored enough when I was at Union Tribune, and we would sponsor, San Diego Dialogue, which was run by Chuck Nathanson. And so he is just an absolute. Unfortunately, Chuck passed away way too young, but he was absolute. When you thought about cross-border, you thought about Chuck Nathanson. So congratulations to Dr. Sanchez for this.
Yeah, most definitely. He's a very busy superintendent, and he cares a lot about this community, and you can see that in his actions, and you see that on a day-to-day. Yeah, I'm working right under him. As you mentioned earlier, my title is the VP there.
Right.
And I'm very happy to chase what we're chasing because there are good things to be chased. The cross-border portion, SB 91, for example, our partnerships with our students on that side of the aisle is very important to us, and as well as many of the other things that we're chasing for the sake of making the student experience better.
Yeah, absolutely. We're chatting with Dr. Omar Gutierrez, Assistant Superintendent and Vice President of Business and Financial Affairs for Southwestern College. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by our good friends at Mission Federal Credit Union, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers Inc. Kristen?
Yeah, you have so many programs and services and facilities. I could spend another, half hour. I am curious about this EOPS program, though. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, Extended Opportunities Programs and Services, EOPS, is a program that is near and dear to my heart. My first job in a community college was exactly in the EOPS office. What that particular program does is it helps the underprivileged students from the perspective of income, low-income students that are really in need of just support and assistance in order to finish their educational goals. So that program at Southwestern actually is one of the bigger programs that we have. We assist over 2,000 students annually there, and we do show results, graduating over 400 annually as well. We try very hard to continue. What we notice in that particular program is continuing contacting students by phone in any way, shape, or form, as far as the contact goes, leads to having the student feel welcome and the student wanting to finish what they came to do at Southwestern. So I love that aspect of it. I love that they have the staff to go ahead and say, hey, I'm here for you. Hey, I'm looking at you and I see you trying, and I'm here no matter what. What can you need help with? What do you need help with? Do you need a tutor? No problem. You need a book voucher? I got you. Do you need just to talk and vent? Let's sit down. Let's get this done. I love that program from that perspective. They really are the connectors to our students. And I just love the fact that it showcases what we do as a whole. We're trying very hard to make those connections. We're trying very hard to keep people focused and to finish their own goals. But life gets in the way. Yeah. It happens. Happens to us all. Happens to every single one of us. I became a community college goer right after high school, for example, and life happened. I quit. I went my own way, and I didn't go back until my mid-20s. Nobody goofed on me. Everybody welcomed me when I went back, and I was able to find success in my own way. And we want that to be the community college score experience for everybody. Find your success the best you can and we're here to support you every single step of the way.
Well, it's very welcoming, and the beauty of community colleges, sometimes even at a much higher level than a 4-year school. And here, and I sound like I'm basing on my 4-year school, San Diego State. I'm not, but you folks have a sense of belonging, and that you can, when you walk through those doors, it is so evident. Dr. Gutierrez, what a pleasure meeting you. Would you make a promise that we'll get you back on? Bring in some of your colleagues, or Dr. Sanchez, or some students that want to share what their experiences are, and we'd love to shout that out.
I make that promise 100%.
Very good. We're going to work with Sophia. Sophia's got this on writing right now. We're going to do that. Dr. Omar Gutierrez, Assistant Superintendent, Vice President of Business and Financial Affairs at Southwestern College. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast, brought to you by the very cool folks at Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things in San Diego County. And Kristen Fogel, as always, thank you for being such a terrific guest co-host. I got to quit calling you a guest now, because you've been doing this for 3 years here. So you are officially the co-host. I got your card, by the way.
This is a lie.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have a card on this. But anyway, I always appreciate what you're doing. And to our audience, we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.